Good day sanibonani ninjani? My name is uMpumelelo kaMshengu Shabalala uchago ngala mafusu amhlophe ofisela nakuba kuyena ngumzukulu wokuqala kaphuhle emagobongwane maqhamuka yena kuwamagobongo ey'nsizwa. So on today's video, guys, I just want to take you on a week as a teacher here in China, and especially what do I really eat during the week, and also maybe traveling to a wujiang to fetch my phone. The video right now, I was trying to do a vlog, and then just after walking the streets, I went to Didi and I left my phone. So Didi is a Chinese Uber. So yeah, this is like 2 weeks later. I decided to say finally Angiye Wujiang, which is like 1 hour away. So yeah, I took another DD. I went to wujiang to fetch my phone. Another thing we have to speak about is Another thing I want to speak about is the efficiency of Amapoisa as a China. So yeah, guys, I lost the phone yami on Udidi, or I left it on Udidi. You know, Udidi, you have like 24 hours to report here on the app and so on. But because of the language barrier, I even tried calling the driver. Yabo sagcina sangazwana kanjalo, and obviously the number basuke beyifake on the app, it's not necessarily number driver. It's just enough given at the specific time while you request, and it expires after some time, so yagcina expire like number. But then yeah, I had taken a screenshot of the number plate, and I went to a police station. When do I went to a police station like after a week or 2 weeks? Ifoni ngiyishile because I was kind of like relaxed at the same time. At the same time, I also had ukuthi mhlawumbe ngeke ngisayithola because sinalokho kwase-South Africa ukuthi nje once kwasala something imashile bafethu. But then yeah, I decided to okay, let me just go to the police station. So I went to the police station. I just gave them a number plate on the computer. 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, like a few seconds. Bayithola inamba and the driver's number bamfonela, and then bambuza ukuthi oh, there's a foreigner here kuthiwa igibele uDidi on mhlakabani, washiya ifoni. Oh, and then was like, okay, yeah, I do have the phone. And then bamcela ukuthi oh, can you bring it back to the police station? Wathi yeah, he's still driving, uzoyihambisa police station. So then yeah, kanjalo nje, just like that. Base bethi okay, ungalinda like an hour ukuze uthe uzofika maybe after an hour. So then yeah, I waited discussion. I was like, ish, I need to go home. Yeah, ngizobe ngilanda kusasa. So I went back there tomorrow, and they were like, ish, lo driver kahle kahle i-police station ayihambise kuyona lento ise-wujiang, which is like maybe an hour away from Isujo, 1 hour 30 minutes from Isujo. Ungakwazi ukuyilanda lapho, singa-request abayilethe if kunephoyisa elizoza la yabo, uzolinda. I was like, oh no, wujiang ngiyazi wujiang, so I'll just go and fetch it. Banginika-ke i-address yaleyo police station, and then obviously njengoba nibona la video, this is me going there. It's a very isolated place ebengikuyona. It's just by Tongli, which is an Asian town, and mostly in Lindawa ibinama farms. People were like doing a farming, and it was a very gated community. Lapho bengiye khona specifically kule police station. So then yeah, I got the phone, and yeah, singarekhoda ke ngayo sengibuya from that place. So wow, yasebenza nangempela. It was even charged, and ngayithola kanjalo ke ifoni yami. So masikhuluma nge-efficiency, we could learn a lot from this country when it comes to that, and maybe the technology, the fact that bakwazi ukufona nje within immunity. Awangiphathanga ngisho case, it was just a matter of ukuthi ayibo phone, oh, number plate, punch on the system, call the driver, then that is. So ngihamba ngayilanda. Uma ngifika lapha, they just wanted me to like put on the passcode or babona ukuthi ayiyakho, even the wallpaper yabo ma yabo. So I just got it like that. But then yeah, guys, so I came back and I just decided to test my videos coming back from Wujiang, and these are the factories on the way from Wujiang to Esujo. At the back lapana you can see kude lamabhilidi amade. Another thing about China, if you see tall buildings akanjiya like from lawa lapha kude lapha, that's mostly residential areas. These tall buildings are mostly people's flats, apartments, because in China, when it comes to its population, it's the second biggest population in the world. India just currently surpassed them in numbers. So now India, you're so number one when it comes to the most people in the world in a country. So each China now you're number two with I think 1.4 billion people, which is a lot. But then, so that's why in China you'd find would see there are very tall buildings almost everywhere. You hardly see the sky because clearly there's always buildings, and most of the time where they are con, but if it's not the pollution, it's either the weather because it's very humid. So you hardly see the sky here in China unless it's autumn, where you can even see the stars and the moon, which lasts like 2 months, 1 month, and then back to you. You don't see the sky. But then, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys, Lucy, the whole setup. Abayenza ngayo is they're gonna have like an industrial area where you're just gonna find farms first, and then after the farms, you're gonna find like factories, coal stations, power plants, yabo, like the business areas, oil terminals, and so on. Njengoba niyibona-ke this whole area is just businesses, offices, my factory, and so on. And then after the whole area, business, and then also the residential community, and then yeah, paying the futhi. Mawuya on another city, you're gonna pass vast land that's open, mostly by plantation, crops, and so on, and then yabo, pin the urban area, or on the other side or the end of the town or city lapho kuyona you're gonna find ukuthi okay there's more like a country setting and there's also more like a business setting. So I'm just showing ukuthi the whole setup when it comes to developments, the architecture of the China with kanjani, and maybe you can learn a few things or two when it comes to maybe fixing our own country, or not necessarily fixing but also developing our own country in a way with this setup, and maybe doing away with the apartheid system and setting and design of South Africa that is currently still in place. And slowly but slowly and bit, we are seeing development of places that were previously not as developed and were not number one priority in South Africa. We hope we will get there when it comes to e-development and also prioritizing previously disadvantaged areas in South Africa. We also want to see big businesses in townships. We also want to see malls in townships, not just malls, but malls owned by the people who live in the township. We also want to see proper schools. We don't want to see Golem like oh Michael's House being the top schools, like former Model C schools being the best schools around the country, whether in sports, whether in academics. We also want to see township schools also excelling in producing sports people, producing rugby players, producing soccer players, producing uh, people in different sectors, scientists, the mechanics are also coming from townships, which is mostly black people in South Africa. So I think the reason why I'm sharing this and also speaking about this thing, we also have to learn from people who have done it better and who had even a rougher past than us. Because in China, when you look at the 1960s, 1950s, during the World War, yayinjani? It was way, 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 way below. I don't know, South Africa being but in the last 30, 40 years, China has just boomed and surpassed many countries. Because if you touch mhlampe China in 1980 and you compare it to South Africa was way developed in almost every aspect, better than in China. But then today, it's like these people are now competing with the America, which is like the number one economic hub, or the country which is most powerful in almost every aspect. But then, yeah, these people have done umsebenzi. They love their country. They work hard for their country. Their work ethic is very, very, very different from what I've seen in other countries, even including us in South Africa. Because I'm in China, they work for like an average of 12 hours a day, 6, 10 hours a day, and that's a norm. But then yeah, I decided ukuthi angipheke ama-beef cubes, just make curry, rice. So this is just me blending the tomato, garlic, just to make something for a tomato paste, as I didn't have a tomato paste, so I always do this instead of putting a tomato paste. And then yeah, obviously more fryer, onions to your fryer. You add some spices, curry powder, no six gun outside. The passes zalapha gorimas. They always give me the best outcome for curry. But then yeah, this is just me adding amanzi, and then I added the blended tomato just to make it nice and thick and also tastier. And then yeah, I made it ricey, and obviously I love stir fried rice. I just had to fry anyanisi with some peppers, and also add a bit of spice, and also some black pepper just to give it the flavor. As the rice basically boiling, and then I just add. And these are the herbs I love putting on the rice and also on the curry. So this is my rice, and then obviously I'm gonna stir it in Zoibona Gestefayam. And also I made isaladi, which is Ukosolo. I'm joking, guys. I made isaladi, putting in macaroni and cheese, which is very scarce to get the best cheese here in China. So I was able to get some